I have a free sample pack after this video too. Once all the info is done, I'll show you how to download that. It's in the description below. I think it's a Google Drive link. Just download it. It's for free. It's so good. I put so much time into getting these samples, and I'm giving away this for free. So check that out. But this video is about volume, checking the different balance and the volume of your drums, getting a compressed, layered, good sample of your drums first, and then this advanced trick that I teased in my main video about making a whole song in Soundtrap, that free DAW. Go check out that main video once you're done here, because it's essential, right? None of this matters. The drums alone don't matter if it's not fully in the track. So go watch that, and let's get into this one about drums.
19, but you know what it do. Find me, make it dinner.
I hate so much when you hear it's just like a little pew of a snare or something, and then it's like too loud because you want it to hit harder or something like that. It's a total sign of amateur drum. If you just throw the free samples on Soundtrap right here, you're taking an L on the song. How we address that first? It's layering and compressing. There's something called loudness, and then there's perceived loudness, right? This is a quiet sound, and this is a loud sound. Even though they peak at the same level, they're as loud as each other. But this one's going to seem so much louder because it's thick and compressed. How do you make compressed drums? You add compressors onto them. I'll start with the snare drum right here. Here's what a snare drum sounds like uncompressed. And then here's some basic compressor settings that I put on a snare to make it sound like this. Here's the same thing with the kick drum. This is uncompressed. And here's compressed. It's hard to hear sometimes too. I exaggerated this a lot, but even still, if you didn't hear what this was, don't be discouraged. I didn't hear compression for a while. It's the hardest audio effect to hear by far. It is harder than anything else. Professional mixers to small mixers, everybody has trouble hearing compression, and it takes the longest to learn. Nevertheless, here's some basic settings that you have with a compressor. Having this sound is putting things in your face and up front. It's a key part about making vocals right, and it's the biggest thing about making drums right. Mess around with compressor settings. Every single drum is different, so I'm not going to give you a compressor that's just going to sound good on everything. Just don't put the compressor one on everything. Use the dynamic compressor and mess around with the settings a bit. Don't just put that main compressor on everything, because it's just one setting and you don't have any control over what it is. Play around with the dynamic compressor in Soundtrap and you'll be all right. But as much as you could compress a sound, I can't get some of these samples that are in Soundtrap to sound good at all, no matter how much I try, without adding some more sounds onto them. Here is a snare sound that I layered with a clap and 2 snare drums, and you hear it as one snare drum because I'm layering them all together, but they sound like one thick snare if you play them all together. It sounds full. I don't need to compress this thing at all. Maybe in the final mix a bit, but nothing. It doesn't need hardly anything. It's engineered to the point it needs to be. That sound's available in my sample pack, by the way, and all 3 of the little ones right there. So check that out when we're done. But things like that, you could make on your own with the Soundtrap samples. Just take multiple tracks of the exact same snare and start layering them. A good thing when you're done layering too is put them in a new track and then export that track. So you put 3 snare samples in a new Soundtrap project and then click save, wait for it to mix it, and then export it. Keep in mind, Soundtrap is probably going to add some reverbs and compressors of their own onto your final mix, but I think it's better than nothing, especially if you have like a normal snare sample and then you take that thick exported snare sample and layer it into there. So now you have a couple tracks, 2 tracks, however many tracks you want. Just layer different snares on top of each other. One more thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to record is about parallel compression. This is a big part about mixing this stuff in here. If you want to maintain the original sound of the snare a lot, just like you have it right now, but you just want a little bit more compression, you could add this little section onto the layering part and say, duplicate the track that you want to record, add compression, heavy compression on that duplicated track, and then layer that one in at a low volume so you have both of them at the same time. It's pretty cool. The waveforms look like this. It's a cool little visual right there, but after that's done, you got this compressed sound, but you kept the original tonality and the vibe of the snare that you had first. I am thinking too, while editing this video, I am going to release that advanced trick section in another video just because it's such a long, lengthy explanation, and I wouldn't sit through it. But if you want to see, the trick itself is down below. It's for free. I'm giving you the sound of what the trick is. It's just this other layer that you could add that's like soft clipping, they call it, as a duplicate of the original track. So you could add like a soft clip drum layer. Down in the description, it'll be with the sample pack link. So check that out. And as always, you guys, while liking a sub down below, comment if I missed anything in this video. It'll be cut a little bit short, but head over there if you want to see the last part. And thank you guys for just watching this. I'm a small channel, so I'm good at replying to those comments too, and a like and a sub goes a long way for that. So I appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.